Peggy, this is your first lesson, July 10th, 2020. Before I started recording, we went over the grip and marked up your glove and your hand, unfortunately for you. But if you bring another white glove next time for the right hand, we can do it with your glove, and that way you can play with it. It's legal. You can get in the right grip every time. Okay. So here, we'll just play the swing. This is your swing. Okay. Pretty athletic swing. This is another guy's swing. It's just a couple strokes better. He's more rotational. He's turning his body through. Starts with the lower body. See the lower body turning. Comes through. Okay.
He doesn't right this one, though.
Yeah, at different spots. Okay, so you'll have this. You can stop this any place you want when you start going over positions. But you'll have it on the video. Okay, so now what we do is we develop what is called a swing plane. And it starts with any plane that's parallel to these yellow lines. Now, the basis of the swing plane is the angle of the shaft at address. Okay, so your swing plane is any plane parallel to these lines. Then we draw a backboard, something for your hand pass, measure your head movement if there's any. Okay? Now, why is that swing plane so important? Well, this is why. As you take a club back, in order to hit the ball, look, you've got to get the club back right exactly on that swing plane. If the shaft is up here, you're going to miss the ball. If it's here, you're going to miss the ball. So that's why, and so the further we get away from the swing plane, the harder it's going to be to get it right back on plane. You see what I'm saying? Because this is where you have to end up. That's how you hit. Now watch this guy swing. See how the shaft doesn't get far from that swing plane? So he doesn't have to make any compensating movement. He even exits right on plane. So, as we play your swing through, we had some head movement here before we got started. So here is now the blue cross, and the backboard is here. Okay. So position one is field. This is a pretty good setup. You could give it a little more flex in your knees. Your knees might be straight, just a little flex. So
But I don't do that because I have a tendency to stand up. So.
Okay. Well, a little flex. Standing up is I'll explain why you're standing up. Okay. So now as you come through here. You know, this isn't a bad position.
It needs to be better.
Yeah.
Could be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just so, and this is what we're going to work on is see how you can't see it, but it's on that red circle. The toe of the club is up, and see how the shaft is coming out of the monitor. It's above your toe line. Yours, I'm not too worried about this. Most people with 36 handicap drag it inside and all sorts of problems. You don't have that problem, so I'm not going to worry too much about that second position. The third position Now see how steep that is versus the swing plane? It's off by whatever that is. That's like 50 degrees. There's a shaft. There's where it should be. See it? In that position. Okay, so this is what we're going to work on. We get to this position. We want to look more like him.
He's got more of...
Yeah.
He's more of a slant, and I'm more...
Exactly.
Okay.
His shaft is closer to the actual swing plane.
Yeah, because his arm is straighter and my arm is straighter.
No. I'll show you how we get to the swing swing plane. And what we do is, when we find a position that isn't quite right, we capture it. We capture it, and then I send it to you. You print it out, you put it in the mirror, and you just mimic. Instead of your swing at that halfway position here, we want it more like that.
Okay.
And you get in the mirror, and you pose like that, and hold it. It's like a yoga thing. It kind of burns in. So you go here to here, instead of here to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You swing out more instead of up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more round.
More round, okay.
See, the problem with your swing is it's all like vertical like this,
Yeah.
and we want it, it's like a Ferris wheel. We want it more like a merry-go-round.
Okay.
It's a round.
Okay.
You got everything going like this.
Okay.
It's more round. So if you're a
There's
baseball
more
player,
around your body.
yeah, if a baseball player, it'd be totally around, but we're at a slant, so it's sort of it's definitely around, but it's a little vertical too, as opposed to the baseball.
Okay.
So this is the position we want to get in. This is what we'll work on today. But let's see what else happens. So then when you get up here, okay, so you get to this top position, and this is really off plane. See how that's his top position. See how the shaft is pretty close. Now the problem being off plane is you remember to hit, you've got to get back here, but you've got it way off plane. You've got to come down like this, and all of a sudden get this thing like that, instead of here, look, like this. I'm on my plane, yeah. So I don't have this wasted motion.
Okay.
And here's what happens with, you're going to come down steep. See, when you come down, you're throwing your hands too. So, see at this point, that shaft should be pointed. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm more up and he's more down.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is called steep. And what happens steep is if you don't jump out of the way and stand up, you're going to stick a fork in the ground right behind the ball. So it's like chopping.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is we're like this. We leap out of the way and we have to flip. It's a lift and flip. Steep, lift and flip. If you get it on plane, all we do is set in here, all we do is rotate through.
Yeah.
Like that. But you do a swing, right? In here, rotate through, as opposed to here,
Okay.
lift and flip.
So it's more around.
Right, more rotation. We'll get to that too. But now, so now you have the club is out here. This ball can only go left. Right?
Instead of straight.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab that one.
So, if I come down like you and I get my hands out here, and the club is over here, there's no way I can hit it straight. It's going to go left. Yeah. So then, the advantage of you can see the blur of the club head because there's not enough sampling on the video. But the blur is out here at an angle left. So what we need to do is get the blur coming like this. This blur like this, I can hit it straight. So that's the trouble with the swing and why you're so inconsistent. We're not there yet, but as you come through, you ever skip a rock as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so you skip a rock like this, the lower body rotates through, the last thing through is like this. Your swing skipping a rock, you have a lower body set down here like this. So it's this. And if you haven't played baseball or tennis or anything, this rotational body rotate is foreign to me. I mean, I've got three gals now that never played sports in their lives, a ball sport.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So this is what we have to work on, is a full body rotation. You're kind of like this.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, so we'll get to that. I'm just trying to explain you what the model is, and we're going to backtrack and just show you one thing we're going to work on today. Okay, so see how your right heel is anchored? Look at him coming through. And then they go up on their toe. So they've turned the whole thing through. Now, the thing with keeping that anchored, you got to stop it like this. You're going to screw up your back. Here, as opposed to here, look, you can brake and go from whatever it is, 45 miles an hour to 0. You go like this, so you don't have you don't come to a screeching halt. Yeah, and also coming in steep, you've got to hit the ball fast a lot of times. Okay, so let's see. Let's look from the other dimension. This is where I think was the problem with the elbow. See, this is the move that's way different. See how your hands are in close to your head? And then so you got this action. And it almost looks like, with a naked eye, it's almost like you're bouncing off your shoulders. You ever bounce the club off your shoulder? So you have this thing, and then thing. Very unusual. Very unusual. So then when you come through, see how your arms extend? So you just keep them that way.
But I'm not rotating up and hip.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Okay. And then because you've probably heard that term, chicken wing. Well, if that left hip's in the way, look, it has to go chicken wing. If that left hip clears, look, like this.
Okay.
Magical. Here, and then here. Okay. So I don't know. The only really strange move is that collapsing the arm.
But if I turn more, then my arm will compensate straighter, correct?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things good with that. I'm just trying to figure why you're outside of the right arm. Yeah. Okay. This slips over.
Because I'm way out here, and,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was
Okay,
never athletic.
so you somehow you've got the impression on the takeaway you're pulling. That's how you can screw up your elbow.
And you need to be turning, right?
Yeah, look.
Okay.
You're walking this wide, and you rotate the shoulders. Look, at this point, I got both arms straight, and then it's round and down.
Okay. That
So,
makes sense.
two ways you can screw up your elbow. One is jerking this thing,
Okay.
because that's the motion that would screw that up.
Okay.
And here,
Okay.
launching it this way. See, once it's up here, we just keep this distance from our hands from our head, and we just rotate. You got this task here with your hand this way.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me save this off.